Walmart has made it very clear that it's back to school time. When I walked into Walmart and saw the front of the store set up with all the back to school items that anyone could ever need, I felt like I had a flashback to the last 9 months before summer break, where all we did every night was yell and scream and sit up till 10 and 11 o'clock at night doing homework, lecturing kids about being responsible, about time management, about accountability to self, about how we're not the ones in school, and how our kids need to be focused on doing what's right and being the best student that they can possibly be. Well, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I've kind of made this vow to myself that I'm going to approach this school year a little differently. And advice is welcome. So I am open to any approaches that are working in your houses. Please respond to this post, respond to this blog, share with me, because I want to do things differently. As my kids get older, as our kids get older, I realize that you've got to teach them to love and be passionate about learning, or else they're not going to meet with much success. I see my college kids who didn't come from an environment where learning was stressed, where things like reading for pleasure was stressed, and they struggle in the college environment. So I don't want my kids to go through that. I also don't want to continue to enable my kids. I really am an enabler. There's been times over the years where a kid will come home and say, "Oh, I have a project due tomorrow," and I'll do the project from start to finish. I've won several science fairs. Part of me is proud of that, part of me is not. But I need to change my approach, because I need to empower my children, and I need to start putting the responsibility of them caring about their education in their own hands. And so I'm going to change some things that I do. I usually sit down with them and do their homework, and I do my work after hours when everyone's asleep. I'm going to start sitting down with them doing my work and showing them what good time management skills look like, demonstrating to them what a commitment to excellence looks like, doing my work in a way that's neat, being accountable to my supervisors and those people who give me assignments, and meeting deadlines. So I'm going to let my actions speak a little louder than the yelling of the past, and hopefully that approach will work as well. I also learned a lesson this summer from a great girlfriend, Aisha Brown Jefferson, who sat down with Madison, and I saw the exchange in terms of how she talked to him about his summer reading, and how she was able to have a dialogue with him and not an interrogation, which I think that's what I had been doing, not just with summer reading, but kind of all along about your schoolwork. Did you do your schoolwork? Let me see it. Is it in your homework folder? Do you know when it's going to be turned in? Make sure you turn that in tomorrow. I don't want to see that in your homework folder when you get home from school. So I learned from her that you can't really talk at them or talk down to them. You have to engage in a dialogue. You have to communicate with them in a way that makes them feel like, you know what? This is a free flow of information about my day in school, about my work, about my assignments, and the adult on the other end is really being receptive to what I'm saying. So I'm always open to learning, like I said earlier, always open to new ideas. But one thing that I know I don't want to do is have another 9 months of doing 8th grade homework, 10th grade homework, 3rd grade homework. I don't want to have another 9 months of enabling my kids. I want to start empowering them to be responsible, and I want to have a house that loves learning.